sat up in the darkness of my room, frightened. Some noise from the land of the walking had jolted me out of my unconsciousness. Groggy, I reached across to the nightstand, turning my alarm clock toward my face. The dim numbers read 3 a.m. I groaned. So much for a good night's sleep. Forgetting what had woken me, I rolled over and settled back into bed. But there it was again. It was a thump from the attic above me. Loud and deliberate. There was another. It sounded as though someone, for surely it was a person, no house settles in a manner so resembling footsteps, was attempting to make me aware of his presence, almost toying with me. I bolted upright, adrenaline pumping. Someone was in my house. The thumping stopped, somewhere above my closet. Slowly, I stood up in the darkness of my room. The illumination of the alarm clock extended no further than the nightstand upon which it sat on. Slowly, I worked my way out of my room and down the hall, heading up for the storage closet and grabbed my old bat. I retreated down the hall to stare, waiting at the trap door into the attic. Whoever the intruder was, he wasn't going anywhere. I held my breath, waiting for another noise. Any sign of life? Nothing. Heart racing, I slowly approached and pulled down the ladder. The light was on in the attic. I wasn't sure if I'd left it that way. I climbed up as quietly as I could and peeked into the room, only to be confronted with nothing. There was nothing there at all. There's just the old crap I left up in storage. I sighed, relieved I must have been imagining things. It's easy to convince yourself you're hearing things when you're alone in the dark. Laughing, I shut off the light behind me and went to lie down. I closed my eyes, thinking of how ridiculous I had been. Then, thump. It was closer now. It was just as loud as I've heard before, though closer now to the center of the room. I jumped out of bed, less frightened than angry, and I rushed up the ladder, bat in hand. I kicked over boxes, swung at shadows, at old clothing. There was nothing. There was no one there. I rubbed at my temples, climbing down the ladder and back towards my room. There must have been too much stress at work. I must have been imagining things. Maybe I'd take the day off tomorrow. I felt strange as I approached my door. A sense of dread washed through me, and I hesitated. Hand outstretched towards the doorknob, I groaned. I was being stupid. I'd probably feel better after I got some sleep. Fingers rubbing the bridge of my nose, I blindly flicked on the light switch and made my way towards my bed. I slumped down onto the edge, rubbing my eyes. I was so tired, I had to stop being paranoid. Thump. I jerked my hands away from my face, wiping around to glare once more towards the attic. With the light on, I could see it. It was a grotesque mockery of the human form, bent and twisted, head facing the wrong way, empty sockets where eyes should have been. Slowly, deliberately, it lifted a hand. It grinned as it slapped it down with a thump, dragging itself closer to me. Thump. I gave a panicked laugh as it smashed the bare bulb that is my only source of light, taking the room into darkness. I'm not insane. How could I have known? Thump. It walks on ceilings.